me think.
Sounds good.
All right, and we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode in the Mason and I'm gonna do it every time. The Gomez and Gress show. I am Gomez.
I'm Grass.
There we
Gomez,
go.
you might have to start pre-recording that.
Oh my god. I'm not even on anything right now. That's the funny part. All right, so a lot of things went down last week. So obviously we didn't have an episode last week. We weren't able to record our picks or give the previews, so we're just gonna recap last week, and we'll try and do better when it comes to, I guess, not recording. I don't know. But yeah, so I think we're gonna tackle the trade news first before we go into the games. I mean, there's a lot that's happened just in the last couple of days. So of course, on I think it was a Monday, I spent all day mourning for the loss of the future Hall of Famer and Ring of Fame guy Von Miller out of Texas A&M. Was traded to the Los Angeles Rams for a second and third round draft pick, I think, for next year. And then we did end up trading a corner that we drafted in the 7th round for a 6th round draft pick to the Eagles. So interesting news there. I'm pretty sure the Packers also dropped that one linebacker that was on the Cowboys. What was his name? Do you remember?
Wait, what?
Wasn't there a linebacker?
Oh, Jalen Smith.
Yeah, so he was dropped. And Melvin Gordon was traded to the from the Steelers to
Melvin Ingram.
Yeah, Melvin Ingram. Yeah, where was he traded to? Oh,
Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs. Yeah. So that was cool. Very, very active trading period. I think the one from a couple years ago was better, but this one was still pretty good. Deshaun Jackson also got cut. I'm pretty sure we talked about that 2 weeks ago as well. So just a lot going on. Henry Ruggs being released because he's a bum and he was drinking and driving. So there's that. Guys, if you plan on driving intoxicated, do not do that. That poor girl got into a car with a guy who should not be behind the wheel. Uber. All right. Anyways.
Hey, you forgot to a minor trade. Charles Omenihu. More of a rotational reserve, but traded to the 49ers. He's young, so he could be a potential guy that you maybe use long term. I believe that was for a late round pick.
When was this trade?
It was one of the last. It was right before the Eagles and the Broncos won. Like probably half an hour before that trade got released.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
Oh, and the Jets traded the Docker for the Docker.
Daniel Brown to the Chiefs. A lot of trades. Pretty cool. Some minor, some big. That's what you will get with the trade deadline.
It ain't as exciting as baseball's trade deadline.
Yeah.
But some years it's better than others.
That's true. This one isn't too bad, though. Definitely one of the more exciting ones. Okay, I think we're just going to jump into the games here, starting with Thursday Night Football. You have the Green Bay Packers going on the road to beat the Arizona Cardinals. The last undefeated team has fallen to the Packers. Kyler Murray throwing an interception in the last 20 seconds. There was a lot of time left on the clock. to the defense and AJ Green not really knowing where the football was. So there was that. Aaron Rodgers looked pretty good, threw for 2 touchdowns. Um, Threw for a lot of incompletions too, but that's okay. Kyler Murray did not have a touchdown though. I think the first time in his career where he hasn't thrown for a touchdown and 2 picks. Do you have anything to say about the Cardinals and Packers?
I mean, that was a pretty good game to watch. Definitely came down to the very end. It's kind of funny that the guy who picked off Rodgers or picked off Murray was on the Cardinals practice squad
Yeah, that is right.
previously.
Yeah,
Obviously, that game there were some injuries too to come out of that. JJ before the game, but Robert Tunion's done for the year. He tore his ACL, so I mean that's unfortunate.
yeah,
But did they still get Devontae and Alan Lazard back? Unfortunately, obviously no Aaron Rodgers now this
yeah,
week.
yeah. He's on the COVID-19 protocol.
But fortunately, they play the Chiefs too, so that is going to be a big one.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I we'll see what Jordan Love has in the tank. I don't know. He was fairly confident for starting the season this year, and thank goodness he didn't because I think the Packers would not be. I don't know. The Packers are a weird team. Like it seems to me like without Aaron Rodgers, they don't play well. But I guess you can
You
say
gotta
that,
be excited though, then that they got this last win in case Rodgers is out a couple weeks.
right?
Plays
Um,
into a big win there.
this will be interesting. I'm I'm curious to see what will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so going on to the next game, we have so it was the Panthers taking on the Falcons. The Panthers breaking their 4-game losing streak, winning 19-13. I'm pretty sure there was a clip on that game where Matt Ryan's hand was stepped on and his hand was all bloody, just in time for Halloween.
I
Um,
think I remember that.
yeah. So his hand was messed up. I'm sure it's fine now. He'll just have a lot of scabs on it. Um, uh, Sam Darnold doing Sam Darnold things. Didn't throw for any touchdowns or picks. Just barely over 100 yards. A very average game from, uh, I think, both teams. What do you think?
It's a very close game. I was actually no, I do remember. Stephon Gilmore made his debut and he actually did make a pick in that game.
Stephon Gilmore?
So yeah, so that's pretty cool to see him already making plays.
What team is he on? The
And
Panthers?
yeah, and I think either this week or next week, Christian McCaffrey's going to be back. So that
Yeah.
team could go on a little run, honestly.
Yeah, I think he's
But I
coming
definitely think
back.
the Falcons are, like we said last week, competitive too.
Yeah, I think McCaffrey's coming back this weekend, is what um a lot of the reports are saying. But I will not be surprised if he doesn't play this week. I am prepared for it.
He
Um,
was designated to return today, so I would imagine. I mean, he's got 3 weeks, but I would imagine sooner than later.
all right. Okay. Moving on to the next game. Miami at Buffalo. Miami losing to the Bills, 11-26. Uh, Tua looking okay in this game. It was 21 for 39 for 205 and a pick, however. So I guess not really super solid. Josh Allen looking really good. They did just come off of a bye. And they took care of business against the Dolphins. I think they swept the Dolphins, so they won't have to play them until next year. Yeah, I think everyone expected the Bills to win. Mason, do you have anything extra to add to this game?
I mean, it was surprising, like watching down kind of a little bit of that. I didn't watch the game, but like it clips down the scores to the bottom. They actually had a close game up until I think it was like halftime, and then the Bills really got it together. But
Yeah, at the
kind of surprising
half.
how the Dolphins actually, or the Bills kind of struggled to start out.
Yeah, at the half it was 3-3, and the Bills ended up scoring like 23 points. So that's crazy. Quite a resurgence here in the second half for the Bills.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next one, the 49ers go on the road and beat the Bears in Chicago 33-22. This game was pretty close until the fourth quarter. The 49ers just bust this open. I think the best rookie on that team has to be is it Chuba or who's that running back for the Bears?
Which the Bears have that Herbert, Khalil Herbert.
Okay, yes. So
Chuba's with the Panthers.
okay, that's where I'm getting it confused. However, he wasn't the highest rusher that game. It was Justin Fields breaking over 100 yards rushing. So good for Justin Fields, looking really good. I guess it's just the Chicago defense couldn't get any stops near the end, and the 49ers just made it out of reach. I have really nothing to add to this game. Mason, what about you?
I honestly, I expect the 49ers to win that game. They're a more talented team, but Fields did make one play, or at least a few plays. I saw the one that he just made a bunch of people miss.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate those plays. Also, I know Khalil Mack didn't play in that game. He's on the IR. So I'm sure that didn't help their defense.
Right.
But the 49ers are a more talented team. I mean, I just can't believe they're struggling this bad this year. Like, questionably, if they're gonna win or not. I'd say they're one of the more talented teams in the NFL, especially defensively.
Right. They went from being Super Bowl favorites to will they make the playoffs? So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Like that every year now.
I think, man. Well, and then they have to compete with
the Rams and the Cardinals.
The Rams, the Cardinals, and then there's the Seahawks. The Seahawks will get Russ back eventually. The Seahawks defense has not been getting enough credit. It's been doing really good the last couple of weeks. And then the Seahawks, I think they finally picked up a win this week. I mean, against the Jags. However, they are getting some progress done with Russell being out. I think this team will be really
working out though.
Yeah, so he'll be fine.
Get the pins out of his hand too.
I think the Seahawks make the playoffs. Let's see. I don't know what I said in the other video. I think I had my playoff predictions, but I think this Seahawks are a dark horse right now.
Yeah.
All right.
They have talent.
We're gonna go into the next game here. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. I think Ben Roethlisberger said he's happy he's no longer the most winning quarterback in Browns history. I guess to win at the field, and then he proceeds to do it. Because Baker lost the game, so I don't know. That's pretty funny. Steelers beat the Browns 15-10. Big Ben doing average things. Baker Mayfield looking pretty average too. Nick Chubb came back this game, but he did not break 100 yards. He only had 61 yards rushing. I don't know. A very good divisional battle. Pittsburgh on a hot streak now. I'm interested to see who they play in the next couple of games to see if they are legit or what. But the teams that they've beaten have not been great teams. Mason, what do you think?
No. I actually want to point out that I honestly think Myles Garrett's pregame outfit was more appealing than the game.
What was
Did you catch that at all?
No, what was his pregame outfit?
He had a Halloween outfit, and he had every single player he sacked on the back of it.
Oh.
Or quarterback he sacked.
That's funny.
Because him and Bruce Smith kind of were going back and forth with stuff. I mean, Bruce Smith put all the tombstones of all the quarterbacks he sacked after Garrett did that, and now Garrett's like, okay, I'll put the names on the back of my outfit and wear it in pregame.
Right.
So I don't know. That's kind of cool, actually. Being he's in the Ravens division, Not super big fan of the guy, but I respect him.
I will say this. I will give the Steelers credit. They actually do have the hardest schedule in the NFL. Um,
I did hear that.
that
Yeah.
is, I mean, they beat Buffalo week 1. They go on a 3-game losing streak, and now they have won 3 straight. They play Chicago on Monday Night Football next. Um, and then the Chargers. So a couple of big names real quick for the Steelers. So you have the Chargers, the Bengals, the Ravens, of course, um, and Baltimore again. Um, and I guess you could throw in Minnesota. I don't know. So again, tough rest of the schedule. But the Steelers are getting it done.
Yeah,
Uh,
gotta give him credit for
all right. So next up, we have the Eagles beating the poor Detroit Lions, going 44-6. I think I made a post on my Facebook a couple days ago, and what the post basically was is that I can't wait to see the Lions go winless twice in my lifetime. It is
that. I don't
so
think it'll happen.
I don't know. It's unfortunate, but considering where the Lions are, so they have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. Let's get that right. But they're just not playing well. So I'm just looking at the stats here. So their leader in rushing is Jamal Williams with 312 yards. Is that correct? And then TJ Hawkinson with 448 receiving yards on the team. So this team is not doing great offensively or defensively. The Lions are just a mess. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 0-17. Um, yeah, and not much to say about this game. The Eagles were balling. Jalen Hurts interestingly enough, did not throw for a touchdown. All of these points, I'm pretty sure, came from the ground. Very impressive. What do you have to say about this game?
Uh, I felt like the Eagles would have won, so I'm not surprised. I think Detroit will get a win eventually, though. Also, I don't know if it happened in this game or before, but Miles Sanders is on the IR.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it happened before, so they had to use different backs this week. I know Boston Scott and Jordan Howard, which is funny that Jordan Howard always ends up with the Eagles now and just he just runs for like 100 yards or whatever and then just takes a couple weeks off, comes back.
He's the
So weird.
goat. He is the
He's
goat.
literally been off and on the Eagles team, I think, like probably like 10 or so times in the last 3 years. It's
Dang.
just so weird. He just gets cut and brought back and put on the practice squad and activated, and it's just like
Right.
they always let him go or trade him, and then they bring him back, and he just that's fine. It's like I don't know. It's just funny when a player can do that.
Um, did Zach Ertz do anything in this game? Or no, he's not on the team anymore. He's on
Nope.
the
Cardinals.
Cardinals. That's right. Yeah, Goddard though
Well,
is Goddard. It's pretty good. He led the team in
he'll have a chance
receiving
to
that
shine
day.
now.
Um,
If he
all right,
wasn't already, I should say.
yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the next game. The 7-1 Rams beat the 1-7 Texans 38-22. Stafford, another great day. Mills looking pretty good too, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. I think I don't want to jinx the Texans here. I mean, I don't know. I could. Honestly, I don't care. They deserve it. The Texans might have something here in Mr. Mills. Davis Mills, coming out of Stanford, his rookie year. So far he's had 3,468 passing yards, 18 touchdowns and 8 picks. That's not bad. That's pretty average, I'd say. But for a rookie, that's really good. What do you think about Davis Mills?
I think he's doing good in his situation, but I think the Texans will probably ruin it and start Tyrod when he comes back, anyways. they're such a weird team. Like you got so many veterans, but yet you want to start the young guys, and it's just like I feel like they should do one or the other. You're not
Right.
competing this year, so why does it matter? But
I
yet they didn't want to trade anyone at the deadline either.
So they're doing most of the scoring through the air. Their running game has not been there. So you had the flashes of Philip Lindsay earlier in the season. Um, David Johnson still leads the team in rushing yards with 108 yards. So you get a rushing game for Davis Mills. You help him out. I don't know. There could be something there. And Brandon Cooks leads the team in receiving yards as well, but I don't think he is he in his last year, or I don't know what's his current status, his contract status.
Who?
Brandon Cooks.
I think he's got a year or two left in his deal.
Dang.
But I'd imagine they would trade him at some point. I just don't
Yeah,
think he fits with this team.
yeah,
They've said they want to keep him around, but he does not fit with what this team's doing.
yeah. I don't know. If I was Brandon Cooks, I'd want out of Houston too. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next game. Tennessee fans, avert your ears. So good news. Titans beat the Colts 34-31 in a really close game in overtime. But they lose Derrick Henry for the rest of the year. So it's you pick up the win, but you lose the best player on your team. I'd rather lose.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what this Titans team is going to be without Derrick Henry. I was talking about this earlier in the year. And I said without Derrick Henry, this Titans team will crumble, and we're about to see what will happen. So this will be interesting. Adrian Peterson, though, on the Titans, we'll see if he has any juice left. Also, you take over because my pizza's here. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Great timing.
So the Titans, they also had picked up Deontay Foreman. It's interesting to see what they do. I know some people have more faith in him. Uh, let's go this away. I'll touch on some notes. You got the Chargers getting a new practice facility in 2024. That'd be pretty exciting coming up. Everyone jokes that they have to pay the Rams so much money to rent out their facility, but they actually share it. So it's nice to see them get their own facility now. Uh, and the Odell situation is very interesting because he may end up getting cut. His dad came on or his dad was on a talk show with someone and talked about how he didn't want his son playing there anymore. And today, the coach basically excused him from practice and said, we're probably going to let you go. But they're talking about it with their agent. Welcome back.
Hello. I had to grab a breadstick.
No, you're good. I figured I'd just kind of touch on the Odell situation, and then I don't know if you heard about it, but the Chargers are getting a new practice facility in 2024.
Neat.
So touched on that a little bit.
Is it going to be in the same area where the Rams are putting it?
I don't know exactly. I forget where. I don't think it's in the same area, but I don't. It's in Los Angeles in general. I can't remember the name of the town. I saw the name, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Right.
But it looks freaking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very cool. It's got three football fields and then like an indoor area.
Right. Well, that's pretty neat. Okay, cool. Also OBJ, his dad was getting involved in that too. Did you hear about that?
What about OBJ?
Uh, his dad was talking
Yeah, that's what
crap
I
to
said. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
Baker Mayfield.
funny that, and then the coach basically told him to take the day off today, and their agents in the Browns currently talking about what to do with him going forward. But I'd imagine he gets released this week, if not next.
Right. Well, he has
I
to
don't see him sticking around.
OBJ has to understand he's not the same player he once was. And
Nope.
even if he is open in plays and things don't go his way, he has to understand that they're not like avoiding you. It's just the game is so fast.
He takes it a little too personal, yeah.
He really does.
He kind of reminds me of like a Chad Ochocinco, Terrell Owens kind of guy.
Yeah. But those guys were bad
Like he
though.
expects it.
Those guys were
But I'm
really
saying
bad.
like he's like probably the closest thing to that nowadays. Where he just expects attention, expects the ball, and expects things to go his way.
Right. All right. So we're gonna get back on track here. So upset of the week: the Jets at 2-5. Actually, they're 2-5 now. Beat the Cincinnati Bengals 34-31. What's his name? Mike White.
Mike White.
Mike
Gotta
White.
give him a shout out. His jersey's in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah, that's it. Was that his first career start? Is he a rookie?
First career start.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Well,
But he's only the second player to have a 400-yard passing game in their first start.
Let's see. Mike
The only other
White
guy was Cam Newton.
out of Western Kentucky, 6'5", 218 pounds. He was selected by the Cowboys in the 5th round of the 2018 NFL Draft. There you go. That is your Davis Mills trivia. Yeah, I was surprised. If I would have picked this game, I would have gotten this pick wrong. No way would I have thought that the Bengals would fall to the Jets. What happened here, Mason? Do you have anything?
I mean, I don't know. It's just so surprising. The Bengals look like they were for real, and then they just flop. I mean, the best way to say it is it's one of those trap games. They probably went in expecting to win, and the Jets were like, nope. I've seen some people post on the internet too, as a Ravens fan, that the Jets have a lot of former Raven players, and they were like, they have that being counted out kind of mentality or whatever, and stuff. So it's kind of funny, like. And then maybe it's Joe Flacco magic. Some people said he didn't play, but he was there.
Joe Flacco. There was a lot of inspiration at that game.
Yeah. I
So
don't know. Props to the Jets, though.
yeah.
Not mad about that.
Oh no, a lot of things going on for the Penny. The dogs want to be just disrupted. Yeah, a lot going on for the Jets, I guess. This win can build a lot of momentum for them. If we're thinking about it here, so the Patriots are 4-4. Jets are 2-5. Jets can win, what is it, 9 games in a row? And they can make the playoffs. With Mike White, they wasted a first-round draft pick on Zach Wilson. Mike White was the answer the whole time.
I really wonder, though, if he does get the chances, how likely is it that he continues this and they waste their pick on Zach Wilson?
That'd be pretty funny. It'd be
like you've seen stuff like that in the NFL, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
But it would be very interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Like, I like Wilson, but I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be against seeing someone, like, come out of nowhere and just literally... It's kind of like the Brady story, almost.
Right.
You come out of nowhere and you're just like, who's this guy? Where has he been? I don't know.
We'll see what the Jets do. All right, going on to the next game, the Patriots go on the road and beat the Chargers. Chargers now on a 3-game losing streak. Mac Jones, no touchdowns or picks, but he got the job done. Mac Jones, obviously the best quarterback in this draft. I will die on that hill. And I don't think a lot of people will argue with me either. Mac Jones, the Patriots found their guy. I don't think he's the next Tom Brady, but Mac Jones will be the next Mac Jones. Special guest.
Hi.
Hi.
No, I'm not special.
Okay. You going to bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just almost rolled my car into Murdoch's.
Okay. Well, if you're hungry, there's food.
Special guest.
Uh.
It's funny how you said that.
Oh man.
Uh,
The lovely lady. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. Interesting to see that the Chargers are doing Charger things. Makes me happy. Losing 3 in a row.
I just feel like a lot of teams are kind of doing that this year. They get hot and then they just kind of take some time off and it's just like you can't do that if you want to be considered a true contender.
Yeah.
There's very few this year that have actually been like good the whole year. And I'm not saying that you have to be the whole year, but I'd say the Cardinals and the Rams are probably the only two teams that I'm like, I take them seriously. They haven't had an upset like bad game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because even like the Bills, you lost to the Steelers week 1. Like I'm sure you rebounded, but that really hurts.
Yeah.
And then they lose the Titans too, I think.
The Bills, yeah. Yeah, they've only lost
Yeah,
the Steelers and Titans.
I'm not saying that's bad. It's only 2 losses, but it really makes you not look as legitimate.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's going to be interesting when it comes to seeding near the end of the season. But for right now, it's something we can look past. I will say though, so Buffalo 5-2, Titans 6-2. Titans are the number 1 seed. Or yeah.
That
so
won't last though.
no, it won't last. But it's like if the playoffs ended today, it'd be interesting. Okay. I think the Chargers turn it around here though. So the next couple of players on their, or not players, but the next couple of teams on the schedule. So they have the sorry, what the heck? I'm just trying to figure this out. This new thing that I'm doing. Okay, so they play the Eagles, the Vikings, and then the Steelers, and then one other opponent that is not within the division is the Giants. The Chargers have yet to play the Broncos this year, so that will be fun to see. Oh, they also have the Bengals to play. So there is that. The Chargers have to win important games down the stretch to even see where they'll be. I think KC is going to turn things around and somehow win this division. Because have they played the Raiders yet? The Chiefs?
I think so.
Okay.
I think they won.
Okay. So that in itself, I don't know. The playoffs are going to be crazy this year, and I'm totally down for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Not going to spend too much time on this next game here. Jags lose the Seahawks 31-7. Geno Smith getting it done, 20 for 24, 195 and 2 TDs. Trevor Lawrence threw the ball 54 times.
Damn.
That is crazy.
That's wild.
Wow. Carlos Hyde is still starting for the Jags for some reason. 9 for 32. And then, yeah, I don't know. Tyler Lockett having a field day. Almost 200 yards receiving. That's crazy. Yeah, this is a win that Seattle very much needed. And I'm pretty sure this is their first home win of the season, if I'm not wrong. Do you have anything to add to this game, Mason?
To be honest, I actually was picking the Jaguars this week. I thought they were going to beat the Seahawks.
Oh, wow.
The Seahawks just don't look
shame.
very complete. Without Russell, I don't have a lot of faith in that team. I'm not going to lie.
So
I actually thought Jags were going to get kind of the upset win there.
Yeah, whatever faith they had is now going away. So they play the Packers and Cardinals for Uh, so the next two games on the schedule, at Green Bay and in Seattle for Arizona.
You mean in Arizona?
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
wait, wait.
or, or no, in Seattle at Green Bay.
Okay.
Um,
You talking about Seattle plays
yes,
those two?
yeah.
Damn.
Talk about the
Yeah, I
Seahawks,
know.
yeah.
That's. I thought you were talking about the Jaguars. I was like, yeah, they have
No,
no faith anyways. But no,
and
I get it. Yeah.
I don't know because the Seahawks are also so they're out Russell Wilson and Chris Carson. This
And
team
Chris
will be
Carson's probably done for the year, I've heard.
done for the year.
Yeah, I read somewhere the other day that they don't think he's coming back this year.
Isn't he? Wasn't it just a neck injury?
Like he's not going to be recovered in time for the season to play this year.
Well, I'll have Adam Schefter tell me that because as of right now, he's still on my fantasy team on the IR.
Well, I would definitely hold him for that sake. But I'm just saying, like for the Seahawks in general, I don't know. I think they still got Alex Collins.
Yeah,
Alex Collins.
Alex
I like
Collins,
him.
304 yards rushing so far.
He's not a bad back. Nice guy to bring in when you need him. But I wouldn't rely on him as your starter. It's going to be questionable.
Um, shit. Okay. Uh. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna move on to the next game. Washington going into Denver and losing by a touchdown. Heineke throwing 2 picks to his favorite defensive player, Justin Simmons. Jerry Jeudy came back in this game for 4 catches and 39 yards. I'm pretty sure he was the leading receiver on the day for the Broncos. Teddy doing Teddy things. I don't know. Not a very impressive win. We almost gave it away on the last drive for the Broncos. Melvin Gordon fumbled the football, but luckily the defense decided to come up clutch and seal the deal. Yeah, I have nothing really to say about this game. I'm kind of fed up with how the front office has handled things. So I don't know. It's an interesting story going on in Denver. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not a huge fan of any of their decisions lately. Do you have anything to say about the Broncos and Washington football team?
So one thing to highlight with the Broncos is I heard Bradley Chubb will be coming back in like a week or two.
Right.
So that'd be kind of nice. But I also heard Bryce Callahan's on the IR. For the Washington, Montez Sweat's going to be out for a month. He broke his jaw. And there's also the rumors that Kyle Fuller might just get outright cut. But I don't know. This could be the game that the Broncos rebound with. Like, they didn't play pretty, but not a bad win.
I don't know. It's
I just don't know.
I don't know.
Like I told you earlier, I just don't know what to think of the Broncos. If you get rid of Von Miller, but then you turn around and you're like, oh, but we're going to compete this year still? Like, why would you trade your best player to not compete?
I don't know.
Or to then try to compete?
We will
And
see.
then, like I told you earlier about them talking about quarterbacks. Like, doesn't make sense either.
I don't know. Broncos are a mess.
What were you saying about that?
They play
Where
the
you gonna put
Cowboys
it?
this
They're a
weekend though,
mess.
so that'll be fun. Okay, on to the next one. Tampa Bay goes into the Superdome and loses to the Jameis Winston. No, not the Jameis Winston. The Trevor Siemian-led Saints. Mind you, Trevor Siemian didn't come in till like later, but Trevor
Fourth
Siemian,
quarter, I would imagine.
the former Denver Bronco, the former Jet, former a lot of things, doing yeah, doing good things, beating Tom Brady. I think the Saints and Bucks, that is a great, especially now with Tom Brady in the division. It's a great series. But I think I like this series in particular because they give Brady a hard time every time. even in the playoffs last year. So this is fun. Tom Brady threw for 2 picks in this game. I did not know that.
He
And
lost it basically on a pick six.
yeah. Oh yeah, that is right.
Mm-hmm. Which is
Giovanni
weird for him.
Gio making a couple of runs in this game. That's fun to see. Charles Godwin had a great game though. And what, isn't Jameis Winston out for the season?
Most likely torn ACL.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Unfortunate.
torn ACL for sure, but I don't think they ever said he's officially out, but I would assume he'll be out for the year.
Right. Unfortunate
Also,
stuff.
it was announced today that Michael Thomas is out for the year for him too,
Michael Thomas.
having ankle surgery.
I did see that. I did see that. That's right.
I mean, the cool thing about this game too now with the turnaround, like the Saints winning it, getting Mark Ingram back was kind of cool too. Like that's a fun story. Kamara and Ingram,
Yeah.
whoever that have a quarter, those two together again. And
It's
then,
fun.
I mean, honestly, like I told you earlier, the rumors about Philip Rivers with the Saints, that'd be kind of fun. I think a team like a quarterback like that could manage it.
Yeah, it would be an interesting way for Philip to win the Super Bowl if he like does come back. It'd be a really
It'd be kind of
really
fun
weird
though to
way.
see him like do something like that.
Yeah.
Play for like almost 20 years and then be like, oh, well, you need a new quarterback now? Okay, I'll come back.
Uh, you know, there is a quarterback that the Saints could have gotten, right? So this is the legend of Cooper Rush, the 6'3" man out of Central Michigan. Cooper Rush played pretty okay. He had 2 touchdowns and a pick. Obviously, Dak Prescott not playing in this game. Dallas won this game because Minnesota was too conservative. Too conservative the last couple of drives, and the defense just letting this guy pass all over them. What do you have to say about the Cowboys and Vikings game, Mason?
I was actually very surprised when I heard that Dak wasn't playing. For one, I heard a lot of rumors and stuff that he was going to play, so I was like kind of surprised.
Mm-hmm.
But they were smart, play for the long-term goal. They're a good team. Why risk him getting injured further?
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of expected Minnesota to win, and then it's kind of a joke this weekend in general that it was the weekend of the backup quarterbacks because like 3 backup quarterbacks won games.
That is true.
I think 3 or 4, and it's just kind of funny because you don't expect that. But then when you see it happen, you're just like, you know what? Good for those guys. Get their chances and they shine.
Mm-hmm.
But for this game, I don't know. I didn't expect Dallas to win. I really thought Minnesota would get this win, and gotta give Dallas credit for that. They're probably one of the other better teams in the league too. The NFC is actually pretty loaded with good teams this year.
Yeah. I've always thought about the NFC. So the NFC, they've always had Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, some Aaron Rodgers, big name quarterbacks. So you think of some of the best quarterbacks to ever come out of the league, though. Most of them came from the AFC. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Oh shit. Oh no, hold on. The list goes farther. John Elway. You got Lamar. A lot of the newer Josh Allen. A lot of the newer quarterbacks are in the AFC. Joe Burrow. Oh my gosh. So as far as overall, NFC pretty good, but for arm talent, AFC's doing really really good. It's gonna be interesting, and the Super Bowl is gonna be good this year. That's for sure.
I feel like going forward, it's gonna kind of flip flop. The AFC will be the better teams as these quarterbacks develop, because I think the AFC has a lot of younger quarterbacks.
Yeah. Oh, Justin Herbert too.
Because like the NFC, you got like Russell Wilson, you got Rodgers, you got Stafford, Brady. Those guys are all 30 plus.
Yeah, they definitely they don't have the youth movement. But a lot of
besides
those
from
old
like
heads
Kyler, you got Kyler still, and Justin Fields could be something. But I don't know. I definitely think the AFC has the like you said, the youth.
Right. Interesting. Zeke.
Another thing out of this game, real quick too.
Yeah.
Daniel Hunter's basically out for the year too.
Oh yeah, that
I
is
don't remember
true.
what he did or what he tore, but sounds like he's done for the year.
Mm-hmm. Um. Oh gosh. The downfall of the Vikings has begun. I don't think the Vikings make the playoffs. I changed my mind on the Vikings, and it's not even like bad quarterback play or it's not really bad offense. It's just the defense has been very suspect all year so far. For the Vikings, giving up last second field goals. I'm letting offenses just drive down the field. But I mean, they've played good teams too, so you can't really get upset too much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's gonna be interesting to see how they finish the year out. I mean, they've got a decent offense, but their defense is so banged up that it's hard to rely on them.
yeah, that is true. Kind of like what the Bucks have. Um,
Yep.
okay,
Except for I'd say the Bucks have a better offense.
that is true. That is fair. Okay. The last game for week 8, we have the New York Giants just barely losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. I watched this game and the Giants looked either really okay or the Chiefs were just that bad. Patrick Mahomes again throwing another interception. I think there was a lot of turnovers for the Chiefs. Travis Kelce, he messed it up. Also, shout out to Travis Kelce for playing piss poor. Got a victory in fantasy this week because of it, so thank you, Travis Kelce. Devontae Booker, the former Denver Bronco, putting in some work for the Giants too. So I heard that Daniel Jones has been sacked 100 times since entering the league. That is ridiculous. So if you're a Giants fan, you can get mad at the Giants as much as you want. Daniel Jones as much as you want, but you have to understand that what he has protecting him is not good. Since his rookie year, it has been awful. So the
I
fact
think
that
that really goes to point out that offensive line play may be one of the most important positions in football.
absolutely.
Like a lot of people don't want to give them credit, but it's apparent when they're not good.
Yeah, very much so. I
It's
wish
kind of like the joke on the lawn snapper. You don't know any lawn snappers until they screw up.
yeah, and then
You kind of
everybody
just let
wants
them
your
do their
neck.
job, and then when they screw up, and you're like, okay, now I know you because you're bad at what you do.
Uh, all right, so I have a stat for how many times he's been sacked so far this season. So he's been sacked 17 times so far. Last year he got sacked 45 for the most in his career. We're about halfway in the season. I think he gets sacked 50 times this season. The Giants just they don't look great, and I don't think you can blame Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has kept them in these games. However, he turns over the ball quite a bit, but when he is playing well, he's fun to watch. Really fast too for a white guy. Daniel Jones.
Some people call him Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Wick. Vanilla Vic? Okay, I'm like, why would they call him Vanilla Wick? That makes... He smells good?
No, some people
know.
refer to him as... I don't know about that.
Fuck. All right. Do you have anything else to say before we move on to Thursday Night Football? And no?
I mean, basically the only thing to touch on is, like, honestly kind of surprised that that game was so close. That's another one of those, like, tests for the Chiefs. Props for them winning, but you didn't look very good in your win. Like, they just don't look like the team still that they had in the past.
Yeah, they barely lost to the Chiefs. The Chiefs barely beat the Giants. The Chiefs aren't good. Now, it's a matter of how many wins they'll have when they make the playoffs, because they just have too much going on that they won't make the playoffs. But however, there's been teams built by Andy Reid that have not made the playoffs that have called themselves the dream team, right? With LaShawn McCoy.
That wasn't Reed. That was Chip Kelly.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the dream team was Chip Kelly.
No, I'm
'Cause
pretty
they brought
sure.
in all those players.
I'm pretty sure Andy Reid had a dream team too.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was Chip.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I can't find it anywhere.
While you're on about the Chiefs too, did you have any thoughts on the whole Tyrann Mathieu take?
Yeah, what was his take that the Chiefs are the most toxic fan
That
base in the
they're one
league?
of the most toxic sports. That the Chiefs fans are one of the most toxic fan groups in all of professional sports.
The Chiefs didn't show up until Alex Smith was traded to the Chiefs. So going through that, and then for them to find their messiah in Patrick Mahomes is so frustrating. Because you have to, the Chiefs were nothing. They were nothing. They were trash. They did have good players, sure,
Yeah,
but
a couple good guys. But
yeah, they,
it wasn't a complete team. and
yeah, you know, Priest
that good.
Holmes,
Larry Johnson.
yeah.
Gonzalez.
Yeah, so they had the players, they just never had the staff to lead. I guess the coaching to lead them that way. Then Andy Reid
I'd
comes
also
over.
say they never really had a good quarterback either, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah, so Alex Smith, we love him very much here. No way that they were going to reach the Super Bowl with Alex Smith. It looked good, you know. They were in the playoffs almost every year. But I don't know. The Chiefs are unbearable. Chiefs fans are unbearable. They're not as bad as like Patriot fans when they were really good. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens to the
A lot of it
Chiefs.
comes down to though. The only reason I give the Patriots fans or the Chiefs fans a little bit of slack is you got to think when you're like, well, the best teams in the NFL, and then calling it mediocre, and you're starting to fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably kind of a little bit stressful because you're like, we used to just beat everyone by like 50 points basically, and we could come back from being down 21, to 0 or whatever, and somehow win it. And it's just like when you get used to that, that's what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that team finally like starts to change, people feel differently.
That's fair.
So I mean, I give them a little bit of slack, but I also don't really like to. Very big fan of the Honey Badger, so I respect what he's gonna say too.
I don't know. I think Chief fans are taking for granted what they have. They're gonna have a bad season. Worst things come to worst, they go 11-6, or 10-7. I don't know. The whole extra game thing has messed me up. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
The Chiefs are, well, I don't know what the Chiefs are, but I think they make the playoffs eventually.
Agreed.
Okay, so we're gonna go into Thursday Night Football. This is a game I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to watch. It's the Jets playing the Colts. I have the Colts winning this game, even after the Jets beating the Bengals last week. The Jets are so inconsistent. Kind of like the Saints. They're going to be even more crazy now without Jameis Winston. But yeah, I think the Colts get the win at home. With Carson Wentz throwing for like 500 yards. I don't know. What do you think, Mason?
A little bit much, but I expect the Colts. That's who I'm picking too. I think the run game's gonna be good. But I still kind of expect maybe the Jets do something because you have that momentum, and it's a chance. And I'd say the Bengals are honestly a better team than the Colts were. So if they can
Right.
beat the Bengals, you never know.
That's true.
I don't know. I still got the Colts though easy in this one.
So some series history here for the Jets and Colts.
I was gonna say that there's a rematch of what Super Bowl
Of Super Bowl 1.
3 was it?
No, Super Bowl 1. Jets and Colts.
Super Bowl 1. Okay,
Or no. Yeah, it was Super Bowl 1 because Joe Namath was the MVP.
but I thought Super Bowl 1 and 2 were the Packers.
Or maybe. Shit. Both NFC teams. Yeah, you're right. It was the Packers and Chiefs. That was the first Super Bowl. And then the Packers and Raiders, and then the Jets and Baltimore Colts. All
The
right.
football knowledge.
Yeah. And the Colts lead the series 43-32. Wrapping up, Mason, do you have anything to say here? Last
Yo, since I'm a Ravens fan, gonna give a shout out to Malik Harrison. He had an accident in Cleveland. I don't know if you heard about that.
no.
He actually got shot by a stray bullet. Thankfully, it's not going to be life-threatening or a long-term effect. He just got put on a non-football injury list for 3 weeks, and he should be back.
Mhm.
But pretty crazy, scary situation anytime that happens.
Right.
It really makes you realize too. I don't know if you ever think about this, but I just kind of took a thought like yesterday when I read it. I was like, it makes you think about these players risk their lives with injuries, you know,
All right.
and then you realize they have to also deal with the real life stuff that everyone else deals with,
All right.
and you're just like, wow, the amount of like potential accidents that can happen, you know?
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They deal
Yeah.
with all those game injuries, but then there's also real life stuff that can happen.
Right. Right.
It's not like they're protected from that. And you don't ever think about that because most of the time it doesn't happen.
Mhm.
But even, you know, like Henry Ruggs in the car accident incident.
Oh
You know?
my. Oh, never mind. I thought this upcoming week was going to be like one of the shorter weeks that we've had
I'm pretty
with
sure
all
it's
the
all
teams,
100.
but yeah, no.
I think last week's probably the shortest week. No, the week before. 6 teams on a bye.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also happy that the trade deadline's, you know, gone and passed. You don't
Oh,
have to worry about all these rumors. Now it'll just be who's going to get cut. Oh,
right.
also another thing to point out, Gomez. Now the deadline passed. Any veterans who get cut have to go on waivers.
Mhm.
I don't know if you. I was just making sure you got to touch on that. The whole waiver system that kind of gets annoying with veterans because they want to pick where they go.
Right. Right. Um.
I
Oh.
remember a couple years ago, Terrell Suggs, when he was mad because he got picked up by the Chiefs, and then he wins a Super Bowl anyways.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. All right.
Oh yeah, that's my take.
Well, I have nothing else to say. I have pizza that is now cold, which is fine. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, definitely hit the follow button. That would be really cool. Or not the follow button, it's subscribe here. We're on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. We're gonna try and do another one on Friday or Saturday. Really depends on my schedule. But yeah, go Colts. I hope Von Miller wins another Super Bowl. And yeah. All right, guys.
Like that.
We will see you on the next one.